to another lesson in geometry. Here is another conjecture. If angle A is supplementary to angle B, and angle B is supplementary to angle C, then what can you conclude about angle A and angle C? That could be a little confusing. So let's think about it inductively before we start to do it deductively. And keep in mind, inductive allows you to use examples, deductive does not. So let's set the scenario. Angle A is supplementary to angle B. What does that mean? Angle A is supplementary to angle B. Yes, Nathaniel?
Does that mean two angles that sum up to 180?
That is correct. So we know that angle A plus the measure of angle B has to equal 180 degrees. Interesting. Then it says angle B is supplementary to angle C. That means that the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C equals 180 degrees. Now let's do this inductively to see what happens. Let's pick a number for angle A. Let's say 70. If angle A equals 70 degrees and it's supplementary to angle B, what would angle B have to be? Yes, Nathaniel?
Is it 110?
It is 110. So if angle A is 70, then angle B is equal to 110. Now that we know that angle B is 110 degrees, what does that mean about angle C if it's also supplementary?
Pick me.
Yes, Nathaniel?
Does that mean angle A and angle C are equal?
It should be, because what would angle C have to measure?
70 degrees.
70 degrees. Interesting. But this is only an instance. We need to do it again to see if it's a coincidence. So let's do it again. Let's pick a number for angle A, and let's say 40. If angle A is 40, then angle B will be what?
You're blanking out here.
Feel free to use your calculator if you need to.
I know.
Yes, Nathaniel?
Is it 140?
It is 140. And if angle B is equal to 140, then what will angle C be? Yes, Nathaniel?
40.
40 degrees. Maybe a coincidence that A and C ended up being the same thing? Maybe. Let's do it one more time to see if it's a pattern. Let's pick another number. Let's pick 2 degrees. That's an interesting number. So let's see if angle A equals 2 degrees. What would angle B equal? Given that they have to be supplementary.
2 pi equals 15 minus 10.
Yes, Nathaniel?
178.
That is correct. I don't know what that other math you were doing was, but that is correct. 178 degrees. Let's see, now if angle B is 178 degrees, and it has to be supplementary to C, what will angle C be? Yes, Nathaniel?
It's 2.
2 degrees. Wow, this might be a pattern. So we're saying that if angle A is supplementary to angle B, and angle B is supplementary to angle C, that angle A and C will always be the same number? Let's prove it to see if that's true. I'm going to erase this here.
Make sure you have it copied down.
Make sure you had it copied down before I erased it. If not, rewind the tape. Oh, you guys don't use tapes. Sorry. Rewind the video. let's actually prove this deductively, meaning we cannot use examples. So what words in here would we actually need to clarify or define? There are a few of them. Yes, behind the cameraman?
Supplementary.
Supplementary, because someone who hasn't taken a class may not know what supplementary means. So we're going to start with that. And I'm going to make this to bring us back to 2 columns to see how you can do this with a 2-column proof. Statement, reason. So the first thing we start with is the information we were given. Angle A is supplementary to angle B. And the reason why we know this is because it was given. Now we also know the second part of the condition is that angle B is supplementary to angle C. And the reason why we know that is because it was also given. Now we're done with our given condition. But as behind the cameraman said, we need to know what this actually means. Well, if A is supplementary to B, then that means the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B has to equal what? Yes, Nathaniel?
Is it 180?
It is 180 degrees, and the reason why we know that is by the definition of supplementary. So this leads us to this. But then it also says angle B is supplementary to angle C. What do you think I'm going to write here? Yes, behind the cameraman? If this led me to this, then what do you think this would lead me to? B is supplementary to C.
Oh.
Yes, the measure
Of B
of B
plus the measure of C
should equal
180 degrees.
180 degrees by, once again, the definition of supplementary. So now, I see that B is the same in both equations. Interesting. Let's make these 2 equations equal 180. We see that this equals 180 and this also equals 180. If this equals 180 and this also equals 180, what does that mean about these 2 equations? If this equals 180 and this also equals 180, what does that mean about these 2 equations? Yes, Nathaniel?
Does that mean they're equal?
They are equal, so I can just say the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B equals the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle C. And that is by substitution. I took away the 180 and I just put this here in place of the 180. So now I need to solve. What can I do on both sides that I see they have in common? Yes, behind the cameraman.
You should be able to take out both B's from both sides of the equation.
I should be, because that is the subtraction property of equality. As long as you do it on one side and you do it on the other side, you maintain equality. So I can subtract B here and subtract B here, and then have the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle C. And that is by subtraction property of equality. And look at that. That's exactly what we were trying to prove. Since the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle C, then angle A must be congruent to angle C by definition of congruency. We have just proven that if 2 angles are supplementary to the same angle, then they must be congruent. Angle A and angle C were both supplementary to angle B, that means angle A and angle C must be congruent. Also, note, there is only one supplement to every angle. If you have a 20-degree angle, what is the only supplement to that angle? If the angle measures 20, what is the only supplement to that angle? Yes, Nathaniel?
Is it 120?
Let's see. 20 degrees plus something gives us 180. Do your math again. See if you get the right answer.
I
Yes,
think I got it.
Nathaniel?
Is it 160?
It is 160. So the only supplement to a 20-degree angle will be a 160-degree angle. So no matter what, if I say angle B equals 20 degrees, and I tell you that angle C is supplementary to that, what does angle C have to measure?
160.
What if I told you angle D was supplementary to angle B? What does angle D have to measure?
Also 160.
And what if I told you angle F was supplementary to angle B? What would that have to measure?
This is a tricky one. 160.
160, because one angle can only have one supplement. Every angle only has one number that you add to it to give you 180 degrees. Hope this clarifies things, boys and girls.
That was tough.